I'm Kenny Kuhns, the founder and owner of Norden Manufacturing. We sell hay accumulators and grabbers and tie grabbers and a few other things. We started here on this farm where we're still at in 2005 with an invention that we found we needed as a hay grower. So for setup, this piece here, what we call the chamber extension, is a universal one that fits on all the balers, John Deere, New Holland, and AGCO. And so it's one size fits all, but of course they are different. So your John Deere chute is lower, your New Holland hitch is going to be about halfway up, and this is the highest one here. But with these holes set up here, you can set this up for optimum. When you look at this right here, you want this bale to come up here and kind of start its way up into the chute. That's really one of the keys of making the whole thing work, going around corners. One of the first things that people often don't think about is this end of the baler, because it's away from the accumulator. But this end of the baler is pretty important, because if this is set too high or too low, your tractor hitch and your tires and the drawbar can all be very, very different, one from another with the different balers. And so this end is important. Some manufacturers like AGCO here give you a lot of adjustment. Some don't as much. So the idea of these rollers and this belt is that as you're going around the corner, this belt will contract and expand to fill in the space here and keep the bales from popping out. So this is set up about right with the tension here, this spring here. And so in the box, you'll have the belt. The belt will come with 3 holes in it already, but 3 holes missing. So you'll have to adjust that. And this is about the way you want that, with this off-centered a little bit like that and the spring stretched out a little bit like that. Notice that this here, you actually have multiple holes here. If you start with a longer hole, as it stretches, you can always shorten it up a bit. What we say in the manual is that the hitch pin needs to be about 2 inches back from the end of this chamber right here. And the reason for that is because you want that hitch pin for this side here and this side here. You want it to be halfway in between there, so you're symmetrical in how that turns. That's the logic behind that. All right, this extendable tongue has 2 lengths. This is the operational length here. The other one is for hookup and transport and those kind of things. The accumulators, with the exception of the 4-bale, all come with lights on the accumulator standard. In the box that has the chamber extension and the spring and the belt and those things in it, there's also a wire that will go from your tractor and come up underneath here and fasten onto the chamber extension. And then you just take this here and plug it in here, and you'll have lights to be on the road after dark. So this jack does not come standard with the accumulator. You can get one from whoever in your local farm store or Tractor Supply or wherever. There is a jack mount here for this, however. This jack is to jack up that top, or that wheel there, to get them up off the ground. You stick this pin in here like this, and then let this jack down. That takes the weight off of those wheels, so you're only towing on the back axle. So on the dual dollies, we have 2 wheels up here, there's not that much weight here, but that gives it a lot better ride. So any kind of holes or whatever, it doesn't go down and jump back up and that kind of thing. Usually there's not a hole big enough for both wheels. It just gives a lot better ride. One thing you might want to know about this is that these bearings, these hubs are standard 888 hubs, and so most of your local auto parts store will carry the bearings and the seal and all that kind of stuff. So if you have trouble, just go to your local auto parts store, you'll be back in business. On this tray here is good for a lot of things. You can put twine on, or you can put a toolbox on here and strap it down. There's holes here to put things on. It's just a little carry-all place here that makes sure that things are secured well. This piece right here is the hay dog. It comes down and rides on top of the hay as the hay is going up. And if the hay tries to come down for some reason, like you unhook the baler, or you are going around corners, or you're on transport going down the road, so your hay doesn't come down and try to come out, it keeps it from going there. If you want to clean it out, all you have to do is raise this up, and then your hay will go back down out if you want to clean it up after you're done for the day. Okay, our AE models have this twist which puts the bales on edge for storage, and the AF models have just a straight chute like this to keep the bales flat with their strings down. All of the accumulators come standard with a roller at the break point where the bale goes up over the edge there to give it a little bit extra push as it starts to slide down into rows. All of the accumulators come standard with the stainless steel on the surface here. The purpose of the stainless steel is it's not as sensitive to moisture in the hay, and the dirt in hay and straw doesn't stick to it as well. So it just gives it a little bit more sliding capacity. On this 15 bale edge model, the first bale comes down through here and goes past this switch here. A bale goes on down and sits down there. The second bale will come down, again the same thing. As the third bale will stop right here and park that, and that opens it up for the next row. And then the same thing happens again with the next row as it works its way all the way across. One thing for a service item, just this here, right here at the bottom is slotted just a little bit to allow dirt to come out. We don't grease this right here because the grease will just catch dirt. And so sometimes this can build up a little bit, so you want to be careful. And actually you can take this off and take this apart and clean that out if that gets kind of sluggish. On the AF10, this turn arm here turns the first bale sideways. So on this 15 bale accumulator, the 13th bale will come through and touch this over. It'll come back. The 14th bale will come and sit there and hold that in that position right there. And then the 15th bale will come and grab that, and it'll trip that back door. So the back door swings open. So when that last bale trips, what it does is it trips this back door, and so the weight of the bales will push this up like this, and as you're pulling forward, it trips that. As it clears out, it closes the door by itself. So really, for all practical purposes, this is a gravity flow bale wagon. The lights will plug into your tractor and most pickup trucks for towing down the road safely. All right, well, thank you for watching this video with us today. I hope you found it helpful. If you need more information, you can visit our website, find a dealer to talk with, or give us a call. Thank you.